after recording.
Okay. Okay.
I can see IIB toolkit and TCP server and TCP client.
Yes. Now what I want is, sir, I have this request here, this XML request, this one.
Okay.
This request. So on IIB, I want to send that request on TCP and create another TCP server like this that always listening for the response.
Okay.
So I have no idea how can I work with TCP.
So have you downloaded any examples from the internet or from IIB, IBM sample pages or developer works?
Yeah, this one is API client and the server is I have uploaded from the gallery. I try to see this one, but I can't understand it. So
okay, open that application. I will explain that, and we'll work on that first, understand, and then modify that to your needs.
Okay, you can show me on compute node, right? This one is only done by mapping over here.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just.
It has a TCP client input node, a
Yes.
trace node, a mapping node, and then trace node again, and then a file output. So it receives the data on TCP client input.
Yeah. Yes.
It then transforms the input. So click on TCP client input. Let's see what the data structure is. Click on TCP client input and show me the properties. So go to input message parsing.
Go to what?
Input message parsing.
Okay. Here, this one.
Yes. So the input structure is XML.
Okay.
And double click the mapping node. Double
The
click
map,
on the mapping node.
this one, yeah.
Input XML has fields shown on the left. Still populating. So it has a sales message, header, sales list, and trailer. It then gets converted into
here, sir. This one have its own TCP policy by default from the IBM toolkit and the TCP client and the server. In my case, I want to.
you want. Let's start with what's already available. So I was talking to you about the TCP client application. So open that application and go into that message flow.
Okay.
So expand that TCP client application.
Okay. Wait. Here.
So when you pass the sales message, that gets converted into a sales report, and then it gets written to a file. So deploy this application first and see if you can send that sales information. So once you have achieved that, then we can move on to the next step.
Okay. This. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I think the policy must be deployed first, right? Okay, I have deployed already, sir. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Am I audible now?
Yes, yes.
Is my voice audible now?
I have deployed, yeah.
Okay, so go into that application called TCP server and expand that flow.
Here.
Click on HTTP input. So that's the path.
Yes.
Now open Postman and 7800, a new request, a post request. Click on plus button or Control N.
I have provided.
Yeah. HTTP localhost 7800 / that path. Okay. Now paste that input XML. Not this. We are working with sales data. So we have to copy sales data.
I have no input data for this one. Just I have uploaded from this toolkit, right?
Expand other resources on the package explorer.
Okay.
Copy that data, that XML.
Okay.
Select source. Click on source.
Source.
Right now you are on design view. Click on source view. Copy this entire. Control A, Control C, and paste that into Postman. Select the type as XML.
Okay.
Right now it is JSON. Drop down and select as XML.
Like this, right?
Send button.
What?
Send button. Click on that.
End button.
SEND. Send.
Okay.
You have now received a response from the broker.
Yes.
It is telling you that an exception has occurred. The integration node. Scroll down. Exception occurred on behalf of the component. So and so. Schema validation error. Element tag message pool is not a global.
Okay. So what can? Okay. What can I do?
Open this XML file in a browser. Go back to the toolkit.
Okay.
PC toolkit.
Yes.
Copy the path for the XML.
Which one?
TCP provider input message .xml in the package explorer. Right click on that file and select properties.
Okay. This
Property.
one?
Yeah.
Okay.
In the package explorer, scroll towards the left.
This one?
Left, some more. In other resources,
okay,
right click, select properties,
okay.
properties, copy that entire path.
This one?
Yes.
Okay.
Go to Chrome browser, paste that in the address bar, click on enter.
Here it is.
The information is available here. Copy the section that's under plain text. Plain text, copy the value.
Including the plain text, right?
No.
Okay.
Start from
only the XML.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Copy, then
Open another
browser.
Another tab by clicking on plus button. XML formatter online. XML format online. XML format online. Enter. First one. Click on the first one.
This one, right?
Paste the value and click on format XML. Copy the contents. Copy to clipboard.
Okay.
Now go to Postman. Paste, delete all the contents. Control A, delete.
Yeah.
And now click on send button. Send button. Now you got the response from that TCP server and TCP client, wherein the server sent information about the sales message, and that file would be created in some directory. So let's go find what the directory is. Switch to ECE toolkit.
Okay.
Cancel. Close this file.
Okay. Then
click on file output node.
This one?
Temp. So we know that the file is in C temp. Go to C temp folder.
Yeah.
Here you
this
have output file, which is an XML, and also a trace file. So here is a report.
Yes. Okay, sir. Now my question is that. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, I can.
Yes. In my case, I want to use over here the compute node.
You can use that. Delete the mapping node and put a compute node.
Okay. Can I do right now?
Yes.
Here.
Add a compute node. Connect the terminals.
Here.
Yes, double click on compute. Uncomment, copy entire message.
All.
No, uncomment.
Okay.
Copy entire message.
This one.
And the next one.
Okay. Okay.
Save and deploy. You only have to deploy the client.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take a copy of the text file as
Which
backup.
one? Which one?
In the C temp folder. C temp
This one?
folder.
This one?
Yes. Rename it into something else. On
Here.
that. Now go back to that text file and close it. Close the text file, notepad file. Not in this view, the notepad view. The notepad that is open, close that file.
Okay.
Now trigger a test again from Postman.
Okay.
Got the same response. Now go to the file and look at its contents.
Yeah. Okay. For example, sir, over here, we have policies, right? Here.
Yes.
Here.
Yes.
This policy, for example, this one is the client port. Is that the client and the server port must be the same or different?
It should be the same.
It should be the same.
Yes.
Okay. So, for example, when I send the request, I can use the local host and this port, right?
Yes.
But what if I wanted to receive for the server in another URL, just like you know, right, about mock service? Yeah, mock service, after generating from the soup about the mock service, I want to receive my request response on another URL with IP address. So how can I handle that?
You will have to deploy this application onto your dev server, and you can use the port number and the host name for your dev server. For example, if your dev server is called as abc.com /dev, port number is 7788, then you'll have to use. That is where you will get a remote host name, which is not local.
Okay. So that means this port is always open, right?
Correct.
Okay. What is this data library? It is just imported with from the gallery. What is the role of this one?
The schema for sales report and sales message, XSD files.
Okay. So if I do not have, okay, I should have to. This is must to have for in both cases within compute, also within map, right?
Only required in case of a map, not required in case you're using a compute.
Okay. If I delete this one right now, it can work, right?
Yes, it can.
Okay. So for example, over here, Let I show you sample here, sir. This is a request part, and let assume this one is response.
Okay.
This one, okay, but this one is not the actual response that I want, only the confirmation as I have arrived at the endpoint. This one is only the confirmation result.
Okay.
But the actual result is let this one is let's suppose this one is the actual transaction I want to receive using something like http slash 10.9823.45 with some ports of 20045. First of all, I have used web service WSDL over here, some WSDL in endpoint. Then by using this endpoint, I receive the confirmation result over here, just like this.
Okay.
Only the confirmation result. But I want to receive the actual result of the transaction on this URL. So how can I handle this? I send only one request, then this IP address with this port must be opened, and directly it receives this result, actual transaction. So how can I handle this one on ACE?
So here the transaction is broken into two sections, where the first will only receive an acknowledgement of the receipt of the request, and then you are listening to a separate port for the response, actual response, and not the acknowledgement. So that for that you'll need two message flows.
Okay.
And one for acknowledgement and one for the actual data.
Okay.
So this is known as pseudo sync.
Okay.
So this can be done in ACE with two message flows.
With two message flow. Can we create please that message flow sample?
Right now I'm have to move on to another meeting. So let's connect on Saturday, and then we can work on that.
Okay, sir. I will wait for you. Okay, on this part, it is just a big issue for me. I can't understand this at all. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for helping this. Really, I understand totally this one. Thank you. Really. Okay.
Thank you. Bye.
Have a nice time.